Hey everyone, good morning. I am Priyanshi Agrawal and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now we are going to solve first question of today's weekly contest 436, which is sort matrix by diagonals. So generally the first question of the weekly contest used to be easy tag, but it is of medium tag. So let's see what is this question and how we can solve it. So in this question you are given an n cross n square matrix of integers grid, and you need to return the matrix such that the diagonals in the bottom left triangle, including the middle diagonal, are sorted in non-increasing order, and the diagonals in the top right triangle are sorted in non-decreasing order. Okay, so let's see what they mean by these two conditions. So you have been given this with this matrix 1 7 3 9 8 2 4 5 6, right? So the diagonals, middle diagonal and the diagonals in the bottom left, it means this diagonal and this diagonals. So the elements at this diagonals are sorted in non-decreasing order. It means, non-increasing order. It means decreasing order, right? 1 8 6. So we need to sort them in non-increasing order. So this should become 8 6 1 and 9 5 are fine, and then 4, right? Okay, now we need to see this upper diagonals. Okay, so in the top right triangle, the elements in the diagonal should be sorted in non-decreasing order. So 7 2 should be sorted in non-decreasing order, that is 2 7, and 3 will remain as it is. So our output matrix will become 8 2 3 9 6 7 4 5 1. Okay, so you need to sort the elements on the diagonals either in increasing order and decreasing order based on whether it is a middle diagonal, upper diagonal or lower diagonal. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to grab the indexes of the elements at diagonals, right? Or we can say we need to traverse the matrix for its diagonal elements. Okay, let's see. So you have been given with 1 7 3 9 8 2 4 5 and 6. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to grab this 0th row and 0th column, because all the diagonals will start at these elements from these elements only, right? Middle diagonal will start from the element at 0, 0, and upper diagonals will start from the elements present at row equals to 0, right? It means upper diagonals, for upper diagonals row equals to 0. Start point is row equals to 0 for the upper diagonals, right? And for the lower and middle diagonals, the start point is column is equals to 0, right? For the lower diagonals. Okay, so we have got the starting point of all the diagonals. Okay, but how we will track further elements of each diagonal? Okay, so let's see, this is the first element of a diagonal. So what we will do? We will simply increment I and j both by 1. So in this way we will be able to track all the elements of that diagonal, right? So similarly in this diagonal, if we have grabbed the first element with row equals to 0 and column equals to 1, so we will simply be able to grab all the elements by incrementing row and column 1 by 1 each time, right? Okay, so let's see how we can do this. Let's say when row equals to 0, and we need to consider the middle diagonal in the lower triangle, because we need to sort it according to the lower diagonals only. So first let's take the upper diagonals. So for row equals to 0, upper diagonals will start from row equals to 0. So row will always remain 0 for the upper diagonal and column will change, right? So we will start column from 1 to n. Why 1? Because we need to consider this middle diagonal in the lower diagonals, with the lower diagonals. And then for first element, row will be 0, column will be 1, right? So we can take this first element and then increment 1, 2, 2 comma 3, but no, because 2 comma 3 goes out of bound. So we have got the indexes of that diagonal, right? And then column will get increased to 2, and we have got our first element as 0 comma 2, right? And after that 1 comma 3 will goes out of bound. So we have got the indexes of the element present at the upper diagonals. Similarly, for the lower diagonals, column will be 0, right? So we will iterate in the row from 0 to n. Why 0 to n? Because we need to consider this middle diagonal as well. Okay. So row 0 comma and column is also 0. So 0 comma 0 will be the starting point for the first diagonal, and then column will always remain 0 for the starting point. And then we will increment this. So we have got the indexes of the middle diagonal, and then row will get incremented by 1, and column will still remain 0. And now we will again increment both of them. So 3 comma 2 goes out of bound. So we have got the indexes of one diagonal of lower triangle. Now again row will get incremented to 2 and column will remain 0. And now this is the index of the last element of the diagonal, right? So in this way we will be able to grab all the indexes of our diagonals. Let's try code this so that you will get better understanding. So first I will store the size of the grid in n, and what we need to do is when row equals to 0, when row is 0 we will start column from 1 till less than n and column plus plus, and we need to sort it. So let's take it as a black box, and we need to sort the upper triangle in the non-decreasing order. It means ascending order. So I will write it sort ASC, and we will pass grid comma row. Row is always 0, so we will pass it as 0 and column, right? We will implement it further, and when column is 0, so it means lower triangle, and we start row from 0 till row less than n, row plus plus, and we need to sort the lower triangle in the non-increasing order. It means decreasing order. So we will pass grid, row will be row and column will be 0. Okay, now let's implement both of these functions. This will be void sort ascending vector of vector int grid comma int row comma int column, right? Let's store this row in row R, column in C. Okay, so what we need to do is store the size of the grid in n. Now we will increment this R and C by 1 every time till they don't goes out of bound, and we need to store the diagonal elements in some database, in some data structure, so that we can sort them. So what we will do, we will simply push the elements at the diagonals grid of in a R and C in a vector, and we will increment this R and C by 1. Okay, now we will sort the diagonal vector, diagonal dot begin comma diagonal dot end, right? We are doing this for ascending order. Now we need to update our grid again. So that's row is less than n, again do the same thing, column is less than n, and grid of row, which then we need to increment it, will be updated by diagonal of, we need to keep track of diagonal index. So let's start the index I equals to 0 with I, and then we will increment the I, right? So like I am updating the grid here only directly, but generally it's not a good practice to update the input data. So you can create a copy of grid and update it, but right now I'm doing this. So whatever works for you, you can do it. But for during interviews, do ask the interviewer that can I update it or should I create a new grid, don't update the input data in the interviews directly without asking the interviewers. Okay, so now let's implement this sort descending function. So I will copy this same function only, because in this function we are sorting this in ascending order, and just if we will reverse it, then it will become in descending order. So that's a small change, diagonal dot n, right? And by the end of this loop we will need to return our updated grade, right? Okay, so let's try run this. What I have done here is, okay, I forgot to update its name, DSC. Yeah, it's working fine. Let's try submitting it. Yeah, it's working fine. So now let's talk about its time and space complexities as well. So here we are doing one iteration for the column and rows. So it will be big of n into, and then we are calling this sort ASC function. So let's see the complexity of this. So again we are iterating on the elements of the diagonal, so it will be again big of n, and after coming out of this loop we are sorting the elements. Let's say a diagonal has n elements, so it will be plus n log n for the sorting. So ultimately time complexity will become big O of n square plus n square log n, or we can say overall n square log n, right? And space complexity will be big O of n, as we are using this diagonal vector for storing the diagonal elements every time. So space complexity will be big O of n. So yeah, this was all for this question. I hope you get it. But if you still have any doubts, then you can post in the comment section. I will surely try to answer them. Till then, bye guys. See you in the next video.